Yeah, that shit was fun. Give me your hand. Oh, D-Lou. Nice recovery, bro. Yeah, I'm out. Y'all are still having fun. Skydive Lone Star, baby. Nice barrel roll, Evan. Yeah. Welcome back to another episode of the WazzyCircus Radio, the show where I sit down with the coolest people I've met in over a decade of professional skydiving, son. Yo, let me get this list out. Oh, this phone is not an Apple phone at all. Samsung, step your game up. Today's toast to life. From Odell Brewing Company, 90 shilling. This is our go-to when we go snowboarding in Colorado, and they sell it everywhere now here in Texas. Named for the Scottish tax on high-quality beer. 90 shilling is a medium-bodied amber ale with a distinct burnished copper color and a deeply pleasant aroma. We think you'll find our flagship ale brilliantly refreshing and worth every shilling. I can't speak tonight. Really enjoyed 90 shilling. It's also brought to you by Topo Chico because our guest tonight does not drink alcohol. WazzyCircus Adventures. California is full. Thank you guys for coming. It's going to be awesome. We are checking out Secret Cenote Adventure for you guys. And then we have Costa Rica coming up December sometime or something. I don't know. I'll let you guys know. Patreon. Without you guys, we can't do it. Shout out to Nicholas Romo, man. Thank you for joining, and thank you for joining on the level that you joined. I didn't expect that, man. We need to jump, buddy. All right, Jeff Gowie, brother from another mother, Flight Nights, Paramotors, Skydiving, WazzyCircus Flight School, the LearnToSkydiveAustin.com. Jeff is an integral part in everything I do. I couldn't do without you, man. Nick James, thank you for supporting, man. Heather Shanae, she'll be on the show next week. Going to be exciting. She is the president of the Nudist Colonies of America. I think I've said that. That's cool. I'm excited to talk to her. She's probably going to be naked, and we probably can't post that show, but you can listen to the audio. My Eyes in the Sky, Jonathan O'Rear. Man, without you, dog. Without you guys, we can't do this. We're putting together more shows. We're doing mobile shows. We're trying to put together events. With the Patreon help, we'll keep it going. Give what you think it's worth. We'll keep bringing you hot shit. Our wish list. If you have an old Mac laying around that we could put Final Cut Pro on, that would save us thousands of dollars. That'd be super dope if you guys can donate that. A subscription to Final Cut Pro if one of you guys want to do it. Or just hook us up on Patreon so we can buy it ourselves. Cool? All right, my guest today. First skydive, 1998. That's when I hopped on a motorcycle from Arizona to go to college. I wasn't even thinking about skydiving. 2,200 skydives. He's been flying head down since the early 2000s. He's a professional country music singer in San Antonio. He has 2 residencies.
Not just
residencies. Country. Oh, whatever. On the City Walk in San Antonio. What else you sing? Rock? Oh, yeah, you like Wild Thing.
Yeah, no. It's a classic rock, classic country, classic R&B.
Really?
Oh, yeah.
What's your favorite R&B song?
Oh, come on. I can sing. I can get into a deep bag. I can do some Shy Lights for you.
Okay.
You know, I can do some Marvin Gaye. I can do some Temptations. I can do some Smokey Robinson.
You ever play at Boogies?
Yeah, I play at the Spaceland Boogie every year.
Where's
and then
that?
the spring Come and Take It Boogie.
I don't know what that is.
That's
Just kidding.
yeah.
I'm just teasing.
All right.
I love you guys.
Then I played at Lone Star Boogie once too.
Right on.
So that was more informal. So yeah.
We'll
classic everything.
Classic everything.
Because I'm old.
Yeah, no, because you're refined.
Oh yeah, because I started learning songs a long time ago.
So, what's your favorite guitar? Where's your favorite strum to go after?
What kind of question is that?
I don't know. Like, you're a musician. Like, the song's coming up next, and you're really excited. What is it? Because you're about to shred the strings.
Well, it's all what people want to hear. I take requests and
So you don't have a favorite?
No. No. I do. I have
You've been
hundreds
doing
of.
it that long,
I
huh?
have hundreds of songs up here, but we're here to talk about
No,
skydiving.
we're here to talk about skydivers.
Okay.
And you're a skydiver,
There
and
you
what
go.
you do is play
Fa-
music on the
fa-
Riverwalk in San Antonio.
right.
That's a big deal.
Yeah, yeah. But how I got into skydiving is directly related to the musical career.
All right, so we will get there. We will get
Yeah,
there. What are you
yeah.
jumping now? What gear you got?
I have a Javelin that I've had forever, container, and a Spectre 120 after having a Spectre 150.
Okay.
And before that was big ass canopies. I can't even remember what they were.
Right on.
But I think my first rig was actually a Dolphin.
Wow.
Yeah.
Who let you do that?
It was sold to me from the drop zone where I learned at, I
And
think.
where's your home drop zone?
Where I learned at?
Yeah.
Skydive Cancun, which is actually located in Playa del Carmen, as in the next Wazzy adventure.
No shit. You mentioned that. You learned in Cancun?
I'm one of the very few people that went through AFF there. This is a story, man. We got to get into the
What possessed
origin.
you to do AFF? I mean, they do. I know Mexican skydivers. They're badass, so I have nothing against them. It's just, you're from Cal. You're living in Cal. Why Mexico over like Paris or Elsinore?
Now we have to go into the origin story.
Well, let's go, D.
All
That's
right.
why we're here.
So we can tie it in.
Let's go.
Skydiving. If anybody's been watching Ted Lasso, there's a Spanish-speaking character player on the soccer team who always just says, "Football is life."
Uh-huh.
And we know skydiving is life.
Mi vida.
Jumping is life. Flying is life.
It is.
So here's the nutshell origin story.
Okay.
I grew up just outside of New York City, and hour and change outside of New York City in a suburb, and started playing music in high school. I was too small to play football, and
Okay.
I was playing Freebird at backyard keggers.
What years? What years
This
is
is like
What years is it?
75, 74, 75,
Awesome.
76. And then I went off to college in 77.
In California.
At the
That's
University of Southern California.
It's a long way away from New York, bro.
It was. I got accepted at Syracuse, University of Chicago, and University of Southern California. And I looked at the three of the colleges, and I said, colder, and warm and sunny. I go,
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
And I didn't even have to pretend to be on the crew team like Lori Laughlin's daughter to get in.
You mean paid to pretend?
Yeah, exactly.
To be yeah.
So anyway, I get out to college, and I joined a fraternity, and the fraternity,
Which fraternity?
The Alpha Tau Omega fraternity, and they had a professional a competition or a competition between the fraternities for a song and dance thing, and they knew that I played guitar. They knew that I played guitar, and they said, "Okay, you're going to play guitar for us." And they brought in some ringers to fill out the band that would play behind this thing. And those ringers that they brought in were a bass player and drummer who were brothers. And our first gig was at the Hollywood Bowl.
Really?
My first gig in California was at the Hollywood Bowl, playing for a song competition where the fraternities and sororities each hooked up with one other, a fraternity hooks up with a sorority, and then they put on a medley of songs for like a 5-minute medley,
Yeah.
And anyways, the bottom line is those guys had a band and they asked me to join it. So all through college, I played music in a professional working cover band.
In L.A.?
And we played every high school prom from close to San Diego to Santa Barbara.
So you've been hustling music
Yeah,
for a while.
so the first professional so the band debuted in summer of 78. We stayed together till 85. I graduated from college in that time. We played all through that time. We played 6 gigs a month, I'd say on average, and in retrospect, those were good paying gigs. Of course, we didn't keep any of the money. We spent it all on new equipment. Bottom line is I did that and I loved it. But at the same time, I was partying. And I had a banking career after college, plus the guitar playing. And it got too much. And I needed to change my life.
Mm-hmm.
And
what needed to go?
what needed to go was the excessive drugs and alcohol.
Oh, okay.
And I had given up playing guitar in like 87, and I was working as a real estate investment banker for one of the Baby Bell firms, U.S. West, which was the phone company in the western United States. Anyways, bottom line was I was dealing with wannabe Donald Trumps of the world.
Mm-hmm.
I was making really good money, and I was spending a ton of it on lifestyle that wasn't getting me anything in return.
Are we allowed to say what?
Drugs and
drug?
alcohol, yeah.
Which drugs? A lot of drugs,
Well,
bro?
come on. I grew up in Los Angeles.
I know. It's all good. We don't have to say it.
In the late 70s, and
Runny noses, I understand.
Exactly. But if
It's
you've
a
ever
lot of
seen
money, isn't it?
Boogie Nights,
Yes, sir.
that was me. Anyways, so
Yeah, as a rock star, rock star, what, your young 20s,
right.
bunch of money, and investment banker status.
Yeah, and so
What did you drive?
I didn't. I just a Toyota
You didn't get like a
4Runner.
Ferrari.
No, I wasn't making that kind of money, but I was making six figures by the time I was 30.
How much gel did you put in your hair when you were out there?
I didn't. I wasn't a gel guy. I just kept it short. Anyways, here's the bottom line. I got sober in 1992.
What was the catalyst?
Well, it was just needed to change.
Why? What happened there?
Well, no. Actually, my sister and my mother flew out and did an intervention. They said, "You need help," and I said, "You're right."
And family care, good for you.
So I went to rehab, and I moved to Santa Fe, New Mexico, where my mother lived. And I got out of rehab, and I said, I don't know what I didn't owe any money. I didn't have a family to support. The world was wide open to me at that point in life. And I told my mother, I don't know what I'm going to do with my life, but I want to snowboard this winter.
Yeah.
So the first year of my sobriety, I bought a season ticket to
Angel Fire?
to Santa Fe Ski Basin.
Beautiful.
And her house is on the road that goes up to the mountain. So I could walk out of the house 3 minutes beyond the road to the ski basin, put out my thumb, and get a ride within 2 minutes. I never waited more than 2 minutes to get a ride up to the ski basin. And snowboarding was something I'd picked up in probably like 86, 87, when it was really kind of new.
Brand new, yeah.
And I loved it. And I just did it every day for that winter. And I picked up the guitar again, but this time it was an acoustic guitar. And I started playing with other people in Santa Fe. And my first professional gig was that year, 1992, where I was paid $25 for 2 nights, $12.50 a night, to be the sideman for a guy who was making $100 a night.
Right.
They just decided to throw me a bone. Anyways, within 18 months of sobriety, I was on the road playing full-time, 6 nights a week, at this place called Chelsea Street Pubs. There were 22 of them all over the Texas, New Mexico, Louisiana. Play 6 nights in one place, and then 7th they travel. So I became a professional musician in 1993, working full time. And I did that for about 4 years.
Still investment real estate?
No. That was long gone.
Music. Okay.
Full time, yeah.
So this is after rehab, everything's gone.
Post rehab.
You fell in with those guys, and now you're touring.
Yeah, it was just me, just by myself. It was me. It was a solo act.
Wow.
Now I had a guitar, electric guitar, an amplifier. I was playing with backing tracks. I was, doing a whole bunch of different stuff. Anyways, bottom line is that the kids were getting younger. I was getting older, even though I was only like 35, 36. I didn't see a future playing in that circuit. And I said, where can I play for people that are closer to my age and play music that I like a little bit better than they were asking for 9 Inch Nails, and I wanted to play Temptations.
Right.
So I said, okay, cruise ships. So
how did you stumble on that?
Well, no, I just knew where can you play full time as a solo, as a musician.
Casinos, cruise ships.
Casinos, cruise ships, ski areas.
Ski areas, yeah.
Or Key West.
Okay.
Virginia Beach,
Bob Beach. Right.
Yeah.
Tourist areas, you can get a residence.
Tourist areas, you can work full time.
Dave and Buster's.
So I got myself on cruise ships. And It was hard work to get there.
Did you go straight to Royal?
I went to Norwegian first, and
Okay.
then Royal Caribbean. So I got on Norwegian Cruise Line. This is going to tie into skydiving, people. It ties in right here.
Okay.
97, I'm got the gig. Sometime in 98, I'm on a ship, and it was the Super Bowl. So it's obviously end of January, early February. That Super Bowl had a TV commercial of a sky surfer.
What's his name? The French guy.
Troy. I think it was Troy.
Okay.
Anyways, the bottom line is he's flying on a snowboard in the sky.
Kinda.
And I came into the lunchroom the next day, the employee lunchroom, and I just go, did you see that commercial? That guy, was on a snowboard in the sky. I want to learn how to do that.
Right.
And somebody actually said, I think you have to learn how to skydive first. I said, yeah, okay, well, where can you do that? And they go, well, they have a place in Playa del Carmen. This ship stopped in Playa del Carmen and Cozumel, which is right across.
Right.
It's a 10-mile, little strait that you can take a ferry boat across from.
Right.
And I went the next time we went into either
How
Playa
long
or
were you
Cozumel.
docked? Were you only docked for like a
when
day?
you dock at 9:00 in the morning and you leave at 5, and so you do have to wait till the guests get off first. But
Right, 'cause you can't-
you've got a 5-hour window, ish.
You went and learned AFF in 5 hours and jumped?
No.
Oh,
It took
okay.
many weeks of visiting that port because the ship goes there
shit.
every Wednesday, every Thursday. And so here's the thing is that this ship actually went there. It went to Playa and did an overnight in Playa and went to Cozumel the next morning. So I could actually go there 2 days.
Yeah.
And so I went. I had no idea where I was going. In Playa, it's next to Senior Frogs, and so I got off the ship. I could see Senior Frogs. I walked there, and they go, "Where's the skydive?" And they go, "Around the corner, around the corner." I go in. I go, "I want to learn how to skydive." And they go, "Okay, you have to do a tandem first." I go, "I don't want to do a tandem. I want to learn how to
Yeah, I wanna learn how to
skydive."
skydive.
They said, "No, you have to do 3 tandems first." Well, that was Jerry and Michelle Salazar.
Okay.
They were brothers. They were younger than me, and they owned that place. They learned skydiving at Chicago and Longmont with
Mile High
Rick
and
Nelson.
Yeah, Skydive
and
Chicago.
so they did it right. 2 brothers,
Mm-hmm.
and one was a rigger. They were both AFF instructors. Both of them were AFF. One was a rigger. The other one was a pilot. They had a 182,
Perfect.
and they did tandems all
It's a
day
drop
long.
zone like a motherfucker.
And wait, that not only
there's
that's
the first one.
I challenged him not to do
Oh,
that. So
sorry
here we
for
go.
cussing.
So think about it. They landed right in front of Senior Frogs. So every time a tourist
Saw that. They're like,
saw-
I'm going next.
yeah.
And they go right next door and sign up.
And I was the only student, I believe, that entire summer at their, so I would go, and I could do, at the most, 2 jumps,
Yeah.
in that day. But here's a picture. There, if you can put it up, there's a picture of that drop zone. It's absolutely
this is Playa.
beautiful. That's Playa.
So we'll be there next week.
Yeah, and then there's one of me landing on the beach there.
Beautiful.
And-
Hey, did you snowboard before? I mean, did you skateboard before you snowboarded?
A little bit. The skateboards that I learned on back in the '60s,
With wood with the plastic wheels?
they actually had metal wheels. It was like a roller skate.
yeah,
They were
right.
bad news.
Yeah. Okay, so but you
A
just
little
picked up snowboarding pretty good.
I was okay. I self-taught and
Have you done skyboard yet?
I never have. After
you
all
want
that,
to?
not really.
I know a couple guys that have them.
Not really. So
Now that's why you started.
I know.
You don't want to complete the journey?
Maybe.
I can help you complete the journey.
Well, we'll talk.
You know it's not a snowboard though.
No.
Your feet are forward. Do you understand that? You don't stand sideways.
Yeah. Well, really?
Yeah.
No. I've seen that woman who does the helicopters has her feet sideways on it.
Nope, they're forward.
I've seen them.
They're forward.
Okay.
I promise.
Okay.
I've flown them. I've rigged them for people. Your feet are forward and offset. It's so awkward. It is not a snowboard.
Yeah.
I thought the same thing. I was in love with the same thing. And then when I put one on, I was like, this is jacked up. It's not the same. It's fun, though. And it's not hard to fly.
Yeah.
It's not hard to fly, but it's not like a snowboard.
Yeah.
Yeah. Your feet are forward.
So
it's weird.
But the great thing about learning in that environment was, as the only student, I got tons of attention. And they were great instructors. Not good. They were both great instructors. And I learned how to land on a really narrow strip of sand. And 9 times out of 10, the wind is blowing directly from offshore straight into the beach.
Right.
So you have the narrow part of the beach to land on. But because it was such you'd land straight into it.
Toward the water.
Towards the water. Yeah, but it's such a great 15-mile-an-hour breeze.
Steady. Yeah, you don't ever hit the water.
Right. So here's what's fun is that I took that skill and I took it to land with my A license. And one of my first places that I jumped was Skydive Albuquerque when it was located right next to the Albuquerque airport. And I jumped out of the 206, had a great early, skydive number 26 or something, and I flared at my usual spot, and I dropped 15 feet.
Oh God!
And hit the pounded in, twisted ankle. Not bad, but
it happens.
But it was. I was so used to that butter 15 mile an hour
steady turbulence,
no
nothing
turbulence
in the airflow.
Exactly.
Ocean.
So it's like surprise.
Reality.
Wait, you're at 5,000 feet elevation, so the air is thin. I pulled those handles where I usually pulled them, and I just
sank.
I just dropped.
I've had a couple friends go to either Longmont or El Paso, not ready for what's happening, and they pounded.
Yeah.
They pounded. You got to ask when you go to a new drop zone, what's the difference? What's going on?
There you go. But so, anyways,
how many jumps did you get in Playa del Carmen?
Oh, I wound up getting hundreds, because I would, if I brought tandems, I would jump for free, and my strategy was on the ship. There is a corridor that runs the entire length of the ship that's on the sea level. That is not for passengers. It's just for crew, and it's a wide corridor, and it's called the I-95 after Interstate 95 that runs up and down the East Coast. Everybody just calls it the I-95. I would pack my parachute on the I-95 so they would see.
Yeah.
And then as soon as 2 people from the skating cast go, they have to tell their friends, and then I took hundreds of crew tandems.
Wow, artists and musicians.
Yeah,
singers and
bartenders and casino workers love to do it. So,
That's awesome.
But
you shared that experience with hundreds of people.
Yeah, I mean a couple hundred at least.
Isn't that beautiful?
Yeah. I wish I had my logbook. The logbook that they gave me was made on like old-fashioned like papyrus paper, like as if it was from Egypt in like 2000 BC.
Right.
And that was the logbook that they gave me. I was looking for it today to see if I could bring it, but
that's pretty rad.
Yeah. So the great thing was that I did cruise ships from almost 20 years from that point. I finally got off the ships in 2016. And
what inspired you to leave?
Well, I got married in 2012 to my beautiful wife, Patty. And
she spent 4 years with you going out to sea and coming back?
Well, she'd already spent 8 years 7 or 8 years by then of dating me, while I was doing. So it was nothing new.
Right.
But to tie it into skydiving, I have to squeeze my skydiving into the short time I'd be out the ship. So my contracts would be 5 months on, 6 weeks off. Mm-hmm. Kind of 5 months on, 5 weeks off. Sometimes I'd go a year and then take 2 weeks off because I was making good money for a musician.
Like, whatever, right?
And I would bring my rig whenever I could, and so for instance, in 2000 or 1999, I would be out of Galveston, or maybe no, a little later, 03, 2003. I'd be on a ship out of Galveston. I would keep my car in the Galveston, near the Galveston port. I had a hookup where I'd get a port policeman to drive me to my car, which wasn't close to the ship. I'd get him a carton of Marlboros in Mexico for $10.
Oh, nice.
And then he'd get me off the ship right away and then get me to my car. I would drive 50 miles to Spaceland Rocheron.
Yeah.
Get 2 jumps, maybe 3, and have to drive like hell to get back to the ship, because if you're late to get back on the ship, you're fired.
Right.
So that's how I'd get my jumps in, was like here and there.
What sparked the passion? Why were you so diehard?
Well, there you go. Isn't that the great question?
Yeah.
Skydiving replaced the rush of, the adrenaline rush of drugs and alcohol completely for me, and
It blew it out of you.
I craved it. And I hate to use the word addictive, but it is a bit of an addictive sport.
Oh, it's very addictive.
And
Don't lie to yourself.
And also it becomes part of your identity in a way that, a person who takes up golf or tennis as an adult, not as a kid, but if, and if they golf maybe 30 times a year, and it's very important to them.
Mm-hmm.
But the skydiver who takes it up and goes 30 times a year, that's like they'll be the skydiver first practically, and then everything else second.
Yeah.
It becomes, does that make sense? It becomes
No, it does.
Integral part of your identity.
Yeah, because the golfer, it's a peripheral thing, and they may use it for other things. I see. Listen, skydiving is the most vain thing a person can do.
That's interesting.
There's nothing. It doesn't help anybody. Peripherally, because you're happier, you're nicer. Because you're happier, because you're fulfilled, you're allowed to fulfill other people. Like, if you're pushing yourself and living the best life you got, then you can't wait to see somebody else living their best life. If you're not living your best life and you're upset with yourself and somebody else is living their best life, it's easy to be upset with them. And that's just human nature. That's all of us.
Yeah.
Right? Jealousy is a thing. Skydiving will it'll fill that void. But it doesn't, I guess tennis doesn't help anybody either.
Well,
But I mean, listen,
golf is a very challenging game. I know that.
But that doesn't help anybody else.
I don't know.
Well, how does golf benefit your wife at home? Other than you being happy.
Hey,
and skydiving, that's what skydiving, it's nothing better or worse than golf. It's what it does. It fulfills something for you, but on an extreme level.
Yeah, it is. So anyway.
Yeah, a bad day of skydiving, you're dead.
Yeah.
Bad day of golf, you just go home frustrated. It's a little bit different.
Yeah.
Right? The stakes are higher.
That is.
And it's not a day at the casino where you lose your ass so you can make it back.
Yeah.
You get hurt skydiving, you're fucked. There's real consequences which make the benefits that much more stark.
Sure.
Like, when you let go of that aircraft, anything can happen.
Yeah,
and you have to accept it.
And one of the weirdest things that you can do, especially if you're doing a solo jump, is to think about what you're doing as you're doing it.
Yeah, that's the worst to do.
But so anyways, to tie it back to skydiving, to my skydiving experience, is that I was trying to squeeze jumps in here and there, and then I would go to, say, Eloy for a week or so, or 10 days, and try to just jump.
That's one of them pictures. Show that up, Mom.
Yeah, and
Gia delivered pizzas. I'm from Domino's.
Yeah,
just kidding. That's about 2000, right?
Yeah, maybe 2000-ish.
What rig is that?
That's the Javelin. So
you still got that same rig?
Yeah, I still got the same rig.
It ain't blown apart yet.
No. So here's
Shout
the
out
thing.
To Javelin.
Is that
look at that, you guys.
I wish that I had more financial resources back then, or even the fact that I didn't. I chose not to spend money with getting coaching, even though it was available. And I would try to pick things up from organizers, try to pick things up from other flyers. And
peripheral.
yeah, and not getting direct coaching, and even though it was suggested to me I thought it was too expensive, and now back then, you'd pay, especially like in Arizona, you'd pay for their slot, your slot, plus the coaching fee,
That's what it is.
and it would get expensive, but I didn't see the value in it, and today I see the value in it that I didn't avail myself of it, and let's face it though, 5 jumps with a coach is not going to get it. You need to
you got to
25 just to even get,
depending on the coach, but
yeah, or at least 20, at least 10, 20, coach jumps.
I liken jumping without a coach in the beginning is like stumbling around in a dark room, trying to figure your way out by just jumping. Like, you can't fucking see, man. What are you going to figure out on your own? You need somebody with a flashlight to be like, look, this is what you need to do.
And I'll give you a great example. I wish I had the picture here, or it was an old video. I'm jumping with a space ball, head down, and my body position is chest out,
big, elbows in,
pizza's out,
legs wide,
and I'm using every muscle in my body to counteract my bad body position.
Right.
But I'm with the ball, my fingers on the ball,
and you got the shot.
But am I flying? No,
Well, you're there, man. You can't discredit it too much.
But then I would actually see, I got to jump a lot in Eloy when I'd be off the ship, and it was Steve Curtis and Omar Al-Hagelin. I wish I could pronounce his name right.
Omar Sky. We call him Omar Sky.
Omar.
Legend of sport. Shout out
Legend.
Omar. Is he
Legend.
still alive? Omar, you still
yeah,
alive?
Sure, of course.
Will you please be on my show? If anybody knows Omar Al-Hagelin. So we were at the boogie. Okay, we were at the boogie, and I put my swoop pants on over my leg straps, like Omar did. And did you ever see Crosswind? I'm sure you've seen Crosswind.
I don't think I actually.
Oh, it's one of the greatest skydive movies ever made. Fucking YouTube it right now. Crosswind by Patrick something. DePass. Yeah.
See.
Yeah, you're fucking old school. So, but Omar puts his pants on over his leg straps, no shirt on, so it looks like he doesn't have any leg. Dude, I love that shit. Omar's the man, dude.
Anyways, so he and Steve Curtis would be, had the team back then. I'd be on the plane, of course, not jumping, but I could have taken lessons from either of them if I'd been willing to part with the money.
Yeah.
It was a money issue. Anyway, I chose not to. I could have perceived money issue. I could.
Yeah, you could have sacrificed.
I should have. So I didn't overcome bad habits really till I got off the ships and started jumping in the same place all the time.
Arizona.
No. This is here in Texas at Luling at Lone Star and Spaceland. And was jumping with some of the same people and the same organizer, and I've got to make a big shout out to my sensei Michael Rose.
Mike Rose, friend of the show, baby.
And of course Steve Downey, and because I thought that I could fly,
right,
and I couldn't, not to hang with the big boys at all, but I thought I could. Because
well, you were a big fish where you were at. You were head down. You were
No.
If you fast forward, you can find Omar and them in Arizona.
So, anyways, here's what I.
If you want to eat healthy and feel your.
Well, that's a commercial. Anyways, the bottom line is I wound up jumping way too much by myself. I'd be out in Arizona, and there'd be airspeed would be on the plane. Omar and Steve and their video flyer would be on the plane, a couple other people, and then me. And so I have probably, in my 2,200 skydives, I probably have 1,200, 1,400 solo jumps, which is not...
You're shitting me.
I'm not.
What the
Yeah.
F-bomb did you do for 1,000 skydives?
It just trying to teach myself how to fly head down.
You're hard-headed, Dereck Lewis.
Well, but there was nobody to jump with.
In Eloy, there was no one to jump with. In Skydive, Arizona, there wasn't a skydiver to jump with.
Sometimes when I'd be out there in the wintertime, when I'd be off the ship, or in the summertime, nobody was going head down. That's you know.
See, because you skipped everything.
I skipped everything. Yeah.
Listen, he skipped everything.
I
Dude,
did.
You saw the video. We're head down docking. It's all good. But we go to a sit or something, you're not, you skipped it.
That's why I'm going to the tunnel every
Yes,
week. That's
yes.
why I flew with you today. That's why I'm
You're investing
willing,
in yourself.
That's why I said, teach me to track, better.
Yeah.
Because I did a jump with Julianne Grau the other day, and I'm right with her right in my slot. But I'm
Beautiful.
potato chipping as I'm flying
shit.
with her. Yeah.
I'm sorry. Is shit okay?
Yeah. I don't know. So and the great thing about being my age now, I'm Social Security eligible, is that I'm freely willing to admit how much I have to learn.
And you're learning it.
To do some remedial, remedial work.
But listen, I had to. I didn't want to belly fly. I thought it was lame. I saw those guys. They always seemed too serious. They seemed rude. They seemed overly focused. They didn't skydive for fun. They were for competitions. They're trying to turn this block. They're dirt diving. They wouldn't talk to you. You know what I mean? I was like, I didn't want to be a belly flyer. That turned me off. Like, I was like, I don't want to be anything like those guys. So I went straight to sit flying. I mean, I did. But the drop zone I was raised at was all about making money. And the boss used to say, nobody's going to pay you to sit fly, but they're going to pay you to get that video or hook a drogue. He's like, you want to learn how to skydive? I was like, yes, sir. So that's the path I took. I learned how to, make loot and be at the spot and get the shot.
For me, it was kind of especially back in '98, and free flying was relatively new.
Yeah, that was Flyboys.
Flyboys.
Eli.
Olaf Zipser.
Zipser. Olaf was that's Olaf right there. That's Olaf right there. You can let that play. That's Olaf with the space ball. You can let that play when we're talking about it. Yeah, so free flying was new. Olaf Zipser, the Flyboys, Eli Thompson.
Those guys were, to me, they were the snowboarders and the belly flyers were the skiers.
Oh, no, that's 100%. Are you kidding me? That's exactly the analogy. That's exactly the analogy.
So I was a snowboarder, so of course I wanted to free fly.
Yeah. See, the skiers complain that the snowboarders leave ruts on the trail. And the snowboarders don't care about the skiers at all. You need to move because you're going slow. And you're under big canopies and you're in the middle of the pattern. I'm just kidding. I love you guys.
So here's the
look at Omar kissing the ball, space ball.
Is that Omar or Olaf?
That's Olaf Zipser. That's Zipser.
So anyways, here's a great one. I used to skydive in Pahokee, Florida, where Olaf and his circus, they were training there or living there.
Sick. I used to own that rig right there.
Wow.
That exact rig. I jumped it for years.
So anyways, I'd jump in Pahokee, I'd jump in Pahokee, and I'd be the only revenue flyer on the plane, and it would just
everybody else is just training and coaching.
Everybody else is Olaf and his friends.
Where the heck is Pahokee?
Pahokee is near Belglade Prison. It's at the top of Lake Okeechobee.
And where's that?
That's Florida. It's close to Miami, north of Miami.
South. Okay.
South. And to keep it with skydiving, I had my first reserve ride there.
Okay.
And it was a classic. I pitched, and I had a streamer. It was 100% locked up.
What canopy? Sabre 1?
No, maybe like a 190 Sabre 2.
Oh, Sabre 2.
I don't know. We don't know this. Anyways, I pitch it and immediately see that it is never going to open and chop, and I'm under my reserve right away. And so I decided to fly down and land near where the canopy was going because I didn't want to lose it.
It was yours.
$1,200 canopy. And so I managed to land on a dirt road right next to the sugarcane field where the canopy was going into. And sugarcane looks like it's not that big of a deal. It's tall, like 12 feet tall, 10 feet tall. Anyway, so it's going down into the middle of the cane field, and I land on a dirt road right next to the spot where it's going in so I can walk in and find it. And I landed, and I just slid. And what I didn't realize is I made a downwind landing with with 60, 70, 80. Who knows? I don't know how many. Anyways, this guy lands next to me, And I go, "Oh, are you here to help me find my canopy?" He goes, "No, you idiot. I'm here to see if you're alive after that landing."
He said landed by you to see if you died.
Yeah, well, you know, because I certainly. Anyways, here's the fun part of the story is that the guy that I jumped with was going to help me find the canopy. So we went back to that spot where I landed, and we stood 20 feet apart and entered the cane, and we walk in, and within a minute, I go, "This is pointless."
Yeah.
And I go, "Where are you, Yoshi? I'm going to come see you." And he goes, "I'm over here." And I walked into the canopy.
Oh, beautiful.
Wait. So I say to him, okay, "All right, we'll each go in one direction, 50 feet, turn around and come back, because I think the deployment bag the D bag is really
Right here.
close." Well, we both walked away, and we both lost the main canopy.
You never came back to it.
Wait,
You never found it.
We looked. We left the main canopy in there. Well, we finally decided to give up after 15 minutes of searching and walked back out to the road, and we just hung our heads. Go, how could we found it and lost it? I said, "Well, let's go back in one more time," and we found it again. But but the feeling of losing the canopy after finding it.
Why did you take it down? One of you should have took it down. The other one should have looked for the free bag.
Exactly. We should have walked.
So my thing about that is in Dallas, Skydive Dallas, Spaceland Dallas now, it's surrounded by cornfields. And if you land off, you're in the corn. Do you know what's in the corn? Cat-sized spiders, buddy.
Ooh.
Yeah. Eating dogs. Like, they're freaking huge, and they can speak like 4 languages. It's terrible. What was in there? Was it sugarcane fields?
Yeah.
Did you see any creatures?
Not that I saw, but cane is really hard on your body and back, and you're lucky if you don't, get out without major scratches and whatnot. So I'll give you another good reserve story. Was that Skydive Sebastian?
How many you got total?
5.
Okay, all sport.
Yeah.
Okay.
So the Sebastian story is great because I did a walkthrough. I actually have 2 step throughs where I pitch, and you've got a perfect canopy, but the
risers are twisted.
They're going in and out of each other, and you can't turn. With a gun to my head, I maybe could have landed it with the rears, but why?
So the toggles are locked because of the twist.
Yeah.
It's twisted right on the risers, so you're stuck.
No, it's actually twisted. It looks like a cat's cradle where lines from one are caught up in lines of the other.
That's not a step through, bro.
Okay.
That's something else.
I don't know. Well, I actually have video of one. Anyways, it's a packing error.
Yeah, that's bad.
And so I chopped that one, and the winds are so strong there that the main just gets. I just see it go. Whew,
oh no!
Goodbye.
Same specter.
I wish I could remember.
Okay.
Anyways, the bottom line is I land the reserve, and I just took my time. I accepted the loss and just said, "Oh, fine, it happens.
Can't do that.
It was my fault. I packed it myself." And so luckily I stayed at the drop zone for an hour or 2 hours, and then somebody actually drove up as I was leaving
with your parachute.
With my parachute, and I just go, "Oh my gosh, you found it! How?" Yeah, I go, "Please let me give you a reward." He goes, No, I don't need any money, but I really wish I'd known that you weren't underneath it because I dove into the water to get it."
You thought you were drowning. Oh man.
Yeah.
Oh man.
So and then
what was your last cutaway?
Most recent was maybe couple of years ago at Spaceland, I
San Marcos.
Yeah, San Marcos. I pitched and had brake fire and was spinning. Line twist, major line twist, spinning, brake fire, and I wasn't getting out of it, and so
it's too much.
So that was, and even Thomas Hughes was on the ground. He goes, "Yeah, you were moving fast. You did the right thing." Blah blah blah.
So hindsight, you can reach above the risers and grab the toggle lines and steady the parachute. Get it
Oh.
flying, get the risers level, then kick
Well,
out if you wanted
the
to.
line twists were going all the way up to the canopy.
Oh, so there was no way.
Yeah, there's no
Oh,
way.
that was a pack. How did you? Okay.
No, I was. You know what? Here, this is a good one to pass out. What the problem was my brake handles. The solution was to put Velcro on the back of them, and so that they were Velcroed to the risers.
Not the stoves.
Yeah, not the
Velcro,
stoves.
yeah,
I
that's
needed
old school.
Velcro. Yeah, and that just solved the whole problem completely.
No.
Well,
I think are you grabbing your risers and opening and popping your own brakes? That's what happens. If the parachute comes up and you reach up and grab your risers, a lot of people pop. They cause their own toggle fires.
no. This is the straight up just
It's just an old school
yeah.
canopy.
Yeah, and
Okay.
and so once I had a rigger put the
I don't like Velcro. Velcro tears stuff up.
works for me.
Yeah, all right, fuck it. Oh, I'm sorry.
But I'll tell you another reserve ride. This is a classic. Was at Skydance in Sacramento.
Yeah,
I was jumping
California.
up there.
Shout out to Skydives.
Yeah,
Skydance.
and so I doing a helicopter jump at a boogie, and hanging from the skid, and I, let go, and I look down, and I can see my deployment, my reserve D-ring is flapping around. It's
Oh, shit.
like in front of my face,
So you scraped it when you crawled out.
Yeah, scraped it when I crawled out, which is really stupid. People don't do it.
Don't put your weight on your rig.
Yeah. You watch how you climb out onto that skid and hang down.
So what'd
And
you
so
do?
I had to split second, and I decided to just use the reserve because I was worried that if I deployed my main that it would.
Why didn't you just stuff it back?
Well, that's a good question.
Okay,
You
I'm
don't have
sorry.
very much time on a helicopter jump.
Yeah, you do. You're hanging there. You got all the time.
No.
in the world. He ain't going nowhere.
I had already dropped off the helicopter.
Oh, and it's flapping.
Yes.
Oh, and you're in free fall.
I'm in
It's
free
zero
fall.
G.
That's when I saw it, and I
Oh,
had
that's so. I couldn't even compute, dude. If I was falling off a helicopter flailing, because I flail every time, I roll down windows, and then my reserve handles flapping, I'd probably black out.
no.
I'd probably just pass
So
out.
I just had I had a choice,
Roll over and dump. Huh?
how much, was the pin disturbed at any point,
Too much.
and in hindsight, I'm 90% sure that if I deployed the main, it would have been fine.
No, you're not 90. You don't know that.
I didn't know that.
You don't know that.
I didn't know. So
And then the ride down would have been terrifying.
right, because I'm worried that the
It could pop at any second.
Right, exactly.
Your reserve comes out, you're on final. Come on.
Yeah. So you're saying I made the right decision.
I think you made the great
Okay,
decision.
but what I did do though, training, I used my cutaway handle first.
Oh, yeah, good.
I just
That's smart.
cut it because people ask me after that, they go, "Why'd you cut away?"
Because
Because it's two movements.
right, left.
Yeah.
You don't want to have to think, oh, this situation, that, this. Dude, always go in sequence. Boom, boom. That's what they teach you in tandem.
Yeah.
And in
So-
that situation, yeah, your reserve's out. You could have pulled it. Everything would have been fine. But just because.
But gosh, I had probably 1900 skydives, and Greg, the instructor at Spaceland, called me out on getting off the bench to the floor without guarding my
Pilot shit.
pilot chute, my closing flap,
Yeah.
and
Or you just scraped off the bench?
yeah, I just scraped
didn't
up.
care.
Well, I just
just
wasn't
laughed
thinking.
basically.
Right, and
Yeah.
he called me out on it, and he was right, and
Yeah.
so the message to anybody who's a new in the sport: protect your pilot chute and protect your closing flap when you move on the bench.
Yo, the message is your rig is made of glass, and it could shatter if you bump it. You need to protect it.
Yeah, and
need to
and
protect
he
it.
called me out on it. He was right, and now and I haven't forgotten. Or
So
I
when
try not to.
when I board the aircraft, I cover my pilot chute.
Yeah, I'm
Because
always
the prop can blow it out. Anything when you sit down, you got to check it. Check your pilot chute before you jump.
Yeah.
Prematures suck. People break their backs on premature.
yeah.
And all it is a pilot chute. Is your flap tucked? Yes or no? And you can get out. Another thing, out on the plane the other day, people are not rotating out the door correctly. At, At any drop zone I've gone to, any drop zone, it's not isolated to one or the other. People are scraping their pins on the doors. They're not hugging. When you get out of the plane, your chest should be on the door so your rig has no chance of hitting the other side to pop your pin. To give a premature that wraps over the tail, takes one of your friends out. People are being irresponsible. But they do it so smoothly and easily, it's like they've never been told otherwise.
Yeah, I've been called out on it enough to try and never do it.
And you need to call people out. It's just for safety.
Yeah.
Speaking of safety, what's your lowest pool and why? Anything crazy?
Never crazy.
Okay, good.
You know, good. I can't even think of under 2,500.
You
know,
I really?
Yeah.
But I used to do 10-second delays from 25.
You know,
all day.
But I was on a zoo dive, and friend of the show, patron of the show, Jeff Gowie.
Jeff
Gooey.
Yeah, it's my dog.
You know, I was trying to fly head down with some guys who weren't, there, and so I wound up getting really low. Tried to track.
No excuse for that.
Right. No excuse. You're right.
There's not.
Tried to track away. I pitch, and Jeff went right next to me. It's still in free fall. He was going.
Jeff.
I don't know.
Jeffy. I want to see the jump. I know you got it. He's got it. You didn't show that shit to me. He sends me stuff in the morning to watch. You never showed me that jump, Jeff.
But the point is, I was on a jump I shouldn't have been on. And I was trying to fly in a way that wasn't in accordance with the majority of the group. But
what do you mean? What happened? Explain to me what happened.
I must have been where people were sitting.
4-way, 6-way, 8-way, 10-way?
6-way maybe.
Okay.
It was.
What kind of exit? Head down, zoo dive exit?
It was I was probably chasing.
Okay, you diving.
So I love 2-ways. I wish everybody
did. That's all I
did.
Want to do. 3-way, 2-way. That's it.
I wish
3-way's too much, or somebody else there. He's in the way.
So it's everybody wants to jump with their friends, and they just keep adding, and
not me, man.
And so I don't know. And my dream is to if anybody out there is listening, if you see me at the drop zone, if you want to translate your head down in the tunnel to head down in the sky.
That's all he wants to do is skydive head down.
No. I want to do a lot of other stuff, but I want to help people, get that transition,
So, can we pull up that flight nights again? Is that possible? So, flight nights, man. We've been taking this shit to the next level. Have you seen any of the videos of flight nights? Do you know what flight nights is?
I do, but it's a lot of people flying with each other, And
it is a lot of people flying with each other. Yeah. It gets dangerous. It's the most dangerous night of the week at iFly. I have to tip the instructors out because you guys try to kill yourselves. But we take this to the next level, man. So those are friends of the show. You've seen the rings before, but now so in Austin, we're blessed enough to have the rings, the lights, and I have free will to do whatever I want as long as it's safe. So now this is a game called the Mission Impossible. The guy in the center is a hacker. He has to hit the lights in order while the other two do burble hops, and they can't come back till the lights are hit, and then they go backwards through the hoops. The hacker comes through, and he has to do it on the other side to let the agents through. The other guys are the agents doing burble hops. So they burble hop, and then it's back through the hoops.
And that's Jeff Gooey.
That's Jeff Gooey, Jowie, Jewy. Who's the teammate? Blue helmet. Who is that? That's Carrie Wyman. That's Carrie Wyman. Flight nights, Madisonville skydiving. Now she's at Castroville or San Marcos. And who's the hacker? I don't know who the hacker is in the middle. But you guys, flight nights is the next level of flying. We've been putting a lot of time in this. This was event 140 something, right? So this isn't like just some overnight stuff. But these guys are killing it. This is the next level of flying. I want to invite you out to a flight night, Dereck.
Not there yet. I'm not on my
Do you
belly.
guys understand what he's saying? So, I love other tunnels that offer advanced programs that get you guys upside down quickly. But if you're doing that and you're not comfortable doing simple belly stuff, I don't think it's worth the time.
Yeah.
That's my opinion.
Well, I'm happy to tighten up what I shouldn't. And I don't know if I hate use the word should, but
You will.
I should be better on my belly than I am.
And you know what? You're better on your back than your belly.
It's well, if you think about it, I've had a lot of shoulder issues and
We're
shoulder
getting to
surgery.
that. That's what this is all building to. All building to.
So you pointed out to me today, we did 10 minutes in the tunnel, that I'm flying belly protecting that shoulder.
Yes.
And when I'm on my back,
don't care.
It's less stressful on the shoulder.
It is. It is less stressful on the shoulder. I think it's less stressful because you're so tight on it. Like your grip is so tight on your shoulders.
In the
anything
belly
happens,
position.
you're gonna wrench. You're gonna wrench. If you were loose and something hit your arm, it wouldn't hurt as much.
Yeah.
So I think the position you're taking, and this is a lot of people, men, a lot of men. What it is the stress of life and everything. Your injuries, all your history comes out in the tunnel. Right? You can't just go in there and be somebody else. You are who you are, and you got to work through your stuff. You just got to work through it.
Yeah.
That's all it is.
Sure.
So, dude, at least it's just a physical trauma and not a mental trauma.
Yeah.
Somebody screaming at you your whole life that you're not good at anything. I deal with those students. They get out like, well, I can't. The guy that like beats himself up the whole time. Fuck, I'm sorry. Like you heard me telling the student tonight, dude, you're not allowed to apologize to me ever again. I don't care if you smack me in the face. Stop apologizing to me. Because he apologizes in the wind. Right? I'm like, straighten your legs. He bends his legs. I'm sorry. I'm like, you're wasting time. Let's just do this and fix it. Right? It's a mental game. It's a mental game. And for you, it's a mental game to let go. So, stem cells and surgery.
Yeah.
This is very interesting to me.
From friend of the show, Jeff McVeigh.
Jeff McVeigh. Yeah.
He's the guy who turned me on to Dr. Kelly Cunningham here in Austin.
Dr. Kelly Cunningham, I'm inviting you on the show. We're about to talk about you right now. I will spend it. I need some shots. I believe in the stem cell thing. It's almost primitive. It takes it back to the matrix of growth for your body, and you just offer it food to fix itself, is how I see it.
Yeah, and he did tell me that Dr. Cunningham said that shoulders seem to respond better than other body parts.
Well, Joe Rogan said a whole rotator cuff tear was healed.
Yeah.
I have a labrum and rotator cuff tear in the right arm and a something over here, rotator or labrum, not both.
Yeah.
So I'm very interested, but I had surgery on my foot, show knows, and I feel mutilated. I'm never getting surgery again.
Yeah. Throw up my feet.
Hey, yo, Dr. Ebert, I heard you're the best, man, but you tore me up, man, and I don't really appreciate my service in the surgery.
Can you see my?
Yeah, go ahead. What's that?
That's my right foot before and after the bunion surgery. I had the bunion.
Oh, you had a bunion. Look at that.
The size of the state of Maine.
I believe surgeons are nicer to white people than they are black.
Ah.
No, I'm serious.
So
I get shitty care.
Then you're picking the wrong doctors.
Well, I pick the best. Everybody recommends them, and then I go in there. What happened to me in my last one? I'm looking at my X-rays. It looks like junk in my foot. And then I look at the guy next to me's X-rays with the same thing, and he had a nice setup in his ankle. And I was like, why didn't I get that? I was like, and they're like, oh, well, the circumstances. I was like, dude, this is bullshit. So I don't trust surgeons. Y'all can kiss my ass. Fuck surgeons. Excuse my French, but I don't take that one back.
Well,
Stem cells, homeopathic, stretches, yoga. I believe the body can heal itself, man.
Now, the hip replacement, which I had done a little over a year ago, just 13 months ago, was the best thing I ever decided to do because my ability, I was bone on the hip, and my ability to bend forward was severely compromised by the hip, and the replacement hip has, it might have been genetic.
It's not stomping on the floor, keeping the beat for years.
Very much so. Very much so, Waz. That's actually it's actually even more direct than that. It's from riding a volume pedal with my right foot and standing on my left for 20, 30 years.
It's just like carpal tunnel
35
typing.
years.
Yeah, it's what you do.
35 years, and
35
it's 30.
years tore
So
your hip up.
getting that replaced was the smartest thing I've ever done. Now
What was the recovery? What was the recovery? 6 months, a year?
Well, 6 months afterwards, I was in the tunnel again.
Oh, no shit.
After the hip. But I'll tell you this, is that my surgeon said, "Oh, you're so active, you probably don't need physical therapy." Well, I got physical therapy from the shoulder, and they were looking at my walk, and they said, "No, you need to address this because habits, decades of walking on that bad hip and limping." I kept doing it.
Exactly. You kept favoring it.
And so they had to cure me of that. And that I shout out to physical therapists who really know their stuff.
Right.
And so I was doing one-legged squats on that leg.
That's what I'm doing now.
So,
It sucks.
It's like, take the coaching in skydiving.
Yeah.
Spend the money on the tunnel. Spend the money on coaching. Go to the physical therapist. After injuries.
I went to the physical therapist. I didn't like for my injury. It wasn't, but They did point out that I was babying it from before the surgery, and I needed to walk as if I've had surgery. And like sometimes I get up like in the middle of the night and I revert to the So my foot was broke for a year before I got it fixed because I didn't realize it. The X-ray missed the hairline fracture. And then I walked on it and jumped on it and flew on it, and it shattered, right? So by the time I got it fixed, it was really bad. And I had been walking on it for years. So my habit was I face it out and walk on the side of my foot like a club leg. Now, when it doesn't even hurt, I catch myself reverting to that. Yep. I'm like, dude, I'm like, what are you doing? But it's a mental discipline. It's really, dude, I've said it over and over. Healing is dark. Coming back from something when you don't know if you're going to make it back, you don't know what the recovery is going to be like, you don't know if you're ever going to skydive again. That's how I felt.
But you can do it. And the entire time I was off skydiving with the hip and the shoulder, I would be looking at the load clock at Spaceland to see how many loads they were doing a day.
You tortured yourself like that? I blocked it out completely. It was torture for me. So. I couldn't think about my friends letting go, and I couldn't. In the bed. I don't care about the skydive. The exit feels so amazing to me. I don't know what it is.
Yeah.
It's from reality to fake. Like, it's the simulation. When you let go, dude, you're in a simulation. Right? When you're skydiving, somebody collide in you, or you have the greatest jump of your life. I don't know. And to not have access to something that gives you so much joy. Yeah. It's almost like not being able to breathe.
Well, yeah,
whatever, dude.
Yeah, it's.
This is my life.
We're back to Ted Lasso and football is life, skydiving is life.
Yeah. So was your hip stem cells and surgery, or is that just the shoulders?
The hip, just the shoulders. The hip was just a straight up replacement.
Do you think the replacement would have gone better if you had stem cells? After your experience,
the answer to that is I don't know because I don't know if Dr. Cunningham does hips. I don't think he does. I think he does knees and shoulders. I don't know. That's a good question for him.
Okay, Dr. Cunningham's here in Austin.
He's Dr. Kelly Cunningham on Bee Cave Road in Austin, Texas.
Shout out Dr. Kelly. Hey, there's a commercial for you, bro. You got to give me some shots, son.
Yeah, so...
the shoulder. Walk me through the shoulder. What kind of tear was it? You had to get your bicep?
Yeah, my biceps was completely detached. The top of the bicep was completely detached, and
How did that happen? Was that from guitar?
No. I actually had a traumatic weightlifting accident in college where working without a spotter, and the old-fashioned Olympic bar where you've got a large J. That catches the Olympic bar, and I was doing
squats?
I was doing incline bench, and I was doing my warm up set with 95 pounds. I used to weigh 10 more pounds than I do now.
Okay.
And I was,
hold on.
That was my.
You're on the incline bench. What J bar? Oh, just to put it back.
That's to put it back on.
Okay.
It's a large J. It's a J.
It is.
It's a J receptacle that you put the.
I've never heard it called that, but okay.
I don't know. Anyway,
the rack.
But it's a J.
Yeah.
Not a upside down C. It's a J, so that you can actually throw the bar back over your head, hit the top of the J, and then it'll slide down. Into
Yeah,
the
because
thing.
there's the black plastic to hit and it slides in. Yeah, cool.
So what I did was I managed to look over my right shoulder and I put it so that it would hit the back of the J, and
the left one missed.
the left one went over the top.
And your hand was on it and it ripped your
Yeah.
sorry shoulder.
Yeah.
Oh my God, I have shoulder injuries. I can't imagine. How much weight?
It was 95 pounds, so it was my warm-up set.
But did you let it go or did you held it?
No,
you tried to fight?
No, you didn't hold it. It happened so fast that it just pulled it. Yeah.
Oh,
It just went.
oh my God.
And
So rotator cuff or labrum?
I didn't even have it diagnosed. I just, as a matter of fact, a trainer at the gym just popped it back into the arm.
It came out of socket.
Yeah.
Oh, you ripped it up.
Yeah.
Has it come out of socket
traumatic.
ever since?
It would pop out a little bit here and there every now and then, and I would just be like 6 weeks of, pain and whatnot.
Dude, mine's so bad. It was so bad before I started lifting again. I would sleep and it'd pop out, and I'd wake up like, I have to put it back in. It's from high flights at the tunnel. It's destroyed me. And I was designing a tunnel ball game, which is really rad. Really, you saw the lights tonight. You got to play the lights.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, imagine the RFID in the ball. That I'm not going to explain the game because I think it has proprietary.
Good.
iFly owns it, but it's pretty badass. It's a team sport. Team of 4 guys, 2-on-2 ball, passing, scoring, pretty sick. But the ball has to be heavy because you have to fly at free flight speed, so 88. Sure. So in the testing, me and Danny Cordito are trying to he's playing D, I'm playing offense, and I go to rip the ball, but it's so heavy and the wind resistance is so much that I rip my labrum and my rotator cuff. Arm goes limp, dude. I saw white. It was like I was sweating. I needed to pass out. I went and got a MRI, and they were like, yeah, it's torn. They were going to do surgery, and I just couldn't see having the time off.
Well, a stem cell injection is a interim step, and it's not covered by insurance, and so
yeah, it's
hey, expensive.
Patreon.
No.
You want your boy to jump with you, man? I need $7,000.
Maybe not that much.
Well, I'm trying to get 2, so
okay.
7, 8.
So, anyways,
16, son. I need my.
But I had just a stem cell treatment on my right shoulder before that. Yeah, I was in a situation where because I had another kind of traumatic separation that happened to both shoulders. But the bottom line is that
surgery on one, stem cells on the other.
Yeah, but here's the thing: is that I went to a doctor in Florida that I was referred to by a good friend who does stem cell, and at a reasonable price. And the day after I went and got the stem cell injection, all of a sudden I could raise my hand above my head, which I couldn't do. I couldn't collapse my slider with my right hand. I had to reach up with my left hand.
Were you still pulling with the right?
Yeah, I was still able to pull.
But you just couldn't pull it up.
Couldn't put it up.
I've had 4 jumps where I reached back and I couldn't reach my pilot chute before I knew my shoulder was bad.
Right.
One was in Cali on a WazzyCircus trip, and another one that jump when I got back to Lone Star. I did 2, and one I spun on my back trying to get my pilot chute. This is 5,300 jumps in.
Yeah.
I couldn't get it, and I was like, my brain was like, dude, just go to reserve. And my mind was like, fuck you, I'm sorry. I'm deploying, right? So I reach back on my back and deploy. Oh my God. It's the scariest feeling.
Yeah.
Reaching up and not being able to grab your slider. But so the day after you can reach up, how about 6 months after?
Yeah, it's been a couple of years, and
that's fine.
And I'm
the guy in Florida.
Yeah, I'm fully mobile with that with that arm now.
What's the process? Where do they extract the stem cells out of your body from?
Well, that one was they were using store-bought stem cells.
Okay, so
that one was store-bought.
Umbilical cord stem cells, not your own.
A company called Regenix. I can't even remember.
Okay, but it's not from you.
That wasn't from my own. But Dr. Cunningham here in Austin takes it out of your bone marrow in your hip or something and spins it up in the centrifuge and puts
Right.
it back.
That's
So
what I've
he's
read about.
He's using your own.
How painful was that?
Not painful at all because you're completely under in the surgery. He does it during the surgery process.
So he's able to extract them, spin them down, and re-inject them while you're out?
Yeah.
I thought it took a while to spin them down.
I don't think so. Well, the time that he takes to do the shoulder.
It's spinning and then he injects it.
Yeah.
Dr. C, son, I'm coming to see you, baby.
And wait, the great thing is that he will give you a video of your procedure.
I don't want to see that.
It's great.
It's great.
Dr. Cunningham actually told me that half the people are really intrigued and enthralled by it, and half the people don't even want to see it.
Yeah.
But when what he did do is he takes like a Dremel tool and he chips away all the arthritis and the calcium and the bone spurs, and it looks like a sorority fight at a pillow fight at a sorority house that you'd see in a bad '90s movie.
What do you mean? What do you mean? Just stuff flying everywhere?
It looks like a
Feathers.
Snowstorm. Looks like feathers.
As he's doing the bone.
It looks like that's what it looks like on the video. Just like it's like a feather fight.
I studied biology in college, and it's full cringe. I can't do it. I can't do necropsy. I can't do bodily fluids. I can't do ligaments, muscle tissue.
But he shows
fascia,
He shows you what he can and can't do. He couldn't repair my rotator cuff completely, but he got about a 50%.
So was he sewing it or
He's
the
sewing
anchors?
Sewing it, yeah.
And so your bicep, did he show the anchor?
He didn't show the anchor on the bicep, I don't think.
I want to see how they do that. Is it a nail?
Yeah, kind of.
It is, right? They stretch it, they
Well,
pull it like muscle. Dude, it's like steak. And they pull it and they just tick, 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 and hammer it into your shoulder.
Well, it is kind of old fashioned and whatnot. But Waz, this has been great.
Yes.
I think we've covered a lot of
Almost.
ground.
Okay, we've got a couple more things.
Okay.
We're gonna do a freak out. We're gonna do the book. Inspiration. A guy that's 62. Would you tell him to jump?
Oh, another 62-year-old?
Yes.
Assuming that you're able to arch your back
And you're still
easily
limber.
and that your limbs function adequately, that you're somewhat athetic at least.
How
Somewhat.
about a 60-year-old going to the tunnel?
Same thing.
Same thing.
I would say gosh, there's no harm going to the tunnel as long as you can arch your back and not freak out and my hat's off to all you tunnel instructors. I've seen so many people do first flights, and some people just get it right away.
Some people do.
Some people do, some people don't, but even the ones who don't still have a great experience doing it.
How much fun did you have on those transitions?
Today?
Yeah.
Oh gosh,
flying.
It's a new experience. It's a challenge. It's a change. I didn't think I'd ever be able to backfly. It took me 2 hours of time to really just get comfortable.
Listen
on the
closely.
back.
2 hours.
Now-
2 hours. So if you come to me in like 10 minutes and you want to freaking backfly, it's not realistic, guys. I'll give you my best. I'll get you off the net, and you'll be flying, and you can look at me and smile, but it takes time.
Well, now that 2 hours was half an hour a day for 4 days straight,
Oh, yeah, that's
and
intense.
that was
But it
how-
takes time.
It takes time. And my horizon for what I expect to get out of tunnel flying, which I'm really interested in getting to a good head up,
It's coming.
yeah. I think I said to myself, gosh, if I'm not head up in 5 hours, I think I'm doing something wrong. And I'm not really married to that 5 hour,
If you're not
limitation.
head up in 5 hours, you got a bad coach, man.
Yeah.
I'm just serious. It's not a bad coach. Let me take that back. You have an inexperienced coach that is unable to see what you need to learn. A good coach can see what the student needs to learn, not what they can teach.
Yeah.
You have to be so well-rounded that you can see what they need and offer it to them. If you don't, 5 hours is too long to sit fly. You guys?
I don't know. I'm at about 3 hours right now, but that includes the 2 hours of the straight time where,
Head down.
No, not head down. That's learning how to backfly. But after 15 minutes in one day, I'm not really,
I try to max you guys out at 15 minutes a day. 20 minutes is too much.
Yeah. So
All right. So, yo, Friday Freak Out. Hey, shout out to Andrew Revis and shout out to the whole community of you guys putting this stuff up. I've got to say, I'm super proud of you as a community for not doing stupid stuff as much. Dude, less low turns. Well, I don't know what they're doing. I don't know what they're about to do. All around your foot. How'd that happen? How the hell did that happen? Did you see that? And they kicked it off their farm. Was that reserve?
yeah, that's the reserve.
How did it? Oh, they were head down when they pitched. The camera didn't show. They were head down when they pitched.
Oh, wait, he still got it on his foot, doesn't he?
Yeah, that's his.
The mane is still attached to his foot.
Why you on your back, doggy? You're messing up, man. Pull that shit in. Oh, he didn't fully cut away. And now it's wrapped on his ankle, and that sucks. And, that hurts. Dude, the blood circulation. Okay. Andrew, I take it back. These videos are dope. Listen, you guys, this is not normal. This is not cool at all. Listen, oh my God, they're twisting the risers. Their foot's back there. I have no control. Their hands are not in the toggles. This is jacked up. This is the best Friday Freak Out you guys have released. Always downplaying me.
Yep.
Okay, so listen, just in retrospect, my advice. Grab that line off your foot, pull that damn canopy in, collapse it, wrap it under your legs. Letting it flop around out there like that is giving you inputs on your canopy. This is jacked up. Now look at the landing area. Look at their options. There's no options. There's dirt roads. Look, if you can steer to the left. Good. Dirt road, trees. Good God. Good job.
Ooh.
Good job. Yo,
Ooh.
Don't dump head down. Your pilot chute won't wrap around. Look, okay, they're not head down. They're flat. Reach back, dump. Did you see that?
His pilot chute caught around his leg.
Dude, it went around his... Can we go back just a little bit? It went instantly.
Oh.
Come on, Dereck, help me out with this. We got to help people out.
No. It's a
she.
bad pitch.
I think it's a she.
It's a bad pitch.
Is it a bad pitch?
I think so, because it's
just
you
weak.
catch your foot. Yeah.
Okay, let's see. Well, let's back a little bit more. That's jacked. That's jacked up. Let's go back when they first wrap it. I don't care. I want to see what happened. Here we go.
Here.
Belly.
Pitch.
Dump.
Yeah, it went right around her foot.
No. That's not what happened.
Okay.
Let's run it back. Watch this. Okay. That's not it. There's a lot of loose bridle wrapped with their pilot chute. There's a ball of loose bridle in front of their pilot chute. So they wrapped their pilot chute up, and there was like this much bridle, and they stuffed it in, and then I might be wrong, but this is what it looks like to me. You stuffed your bridle in afterwards. Look, they pull their pilot chute. Watch, the bridle comes out first and wraps the foot before the pilot chute's even inflated. Right. Run it back, please. Watch. They reach back, the bridle goes around the foot, then the pilot chute comes out. So that's the pilot chute pack job. Watch. You see the bridle? The bridle comes out and wraps the foot. Then the pilot chute comes out. That's just a lot of boom. One more time. Watch the split second. They probably have it in slow-mo later. Watch this.
This is slow-mo.
Okay. She reaches back. Bridle first. Boom. Did you see that? The bridle comes out first and wraps her foot that she doesn't. That's just bad luck, you guys. That's just a lot of bridle, and the wind pushed her. She wasn't even head down.
No.
Something just flew off. What was that? That flew off. There was something that flew off, like her phone or something. I think it's a girl. You're probably not a girl. I apologize. Oh, you had the heads up to open your helmet, huh? But not to pull the damn thing off your foot. It's dragging, son. You can feel that.
I don't know if you'd have the strength to pull that up if it's caught air like that.
Yeah, you could. Oh, fuck. Oh, I'm sorry, Dereck.
How do you land
That's
that?
2 or 3 F's, bombs. Yeah. Look, grab the foot. That is terror. Look, okay, here we go. Here's another lesson. Pull your handles all the way out. Don't half pull. Did you guys see what happened?
Yeah.
Hold on. Okay, bridle comes out, wraps the foot. They half cutaway. So that's why the canopy's still there. Then they cut away all the way, and then it nooses their foot. Dang it. Oh, this is their video. They don't even know. Look, they're like, what is that? What's happening? Something's on my foot. Okay, it's on my foot. They already chopped? Okay, there's a canopy. Oh, no, my foot. Both feet. Kick. They're trying. Get it off. See, they fully cut away. They didn't fully cut away, people. 10 seconds back, please. Watch this. Watch this second cutaway. Yo, that's why drop zones used to teach, pull it out, chop it. Did you ever see that? Because that happens, man. What we were taught is look, grab, arch, right, left, and you pull all the way out. Watch.
Yeah.
There's a second cutaway. Now they've cut away. Now they got full drag, and they're being, dang, and now they're downplaning. This is very bad.
Well, the other thing is that it's not a pull it out and straight away from your body. It's down. Somebody showed me that a long time ago.
What do you mean?
That when you chop,
oh yeah,
you want to push down, not
and then extend.
Yes, not out, not push straight out, because you're not going to take the Velcro pulls off better. But when you go down, so punch it down.
We teach peel punch.
Yeah, punch it down.
Peel punch out. Peel punch out. Yeah.
Yeah.
Look at this landing, guys. So. Are their hands in the toggles? I think they're steering. Great job. Look, this is accuracy like a mug, dog. Whew, that's a big tree. Perfect. Oh, I hope you're okay. I hope you're okay. I know I talk a lot of stuff. That was out of your control, it looked like. Hey, man, stuff happens fast. It's a dangerous sport. I love you guys, though. It's so much fun. All right, we're about to get to the book. Dereck Lewis, it's been a lot of fun. I wish you brought the guitar, son.
Oh, another time or another boogie.
Have you ever done any round jumps?
Oh, to form a round?
No, round parachutes.
No.
Were you ever military?
No.
Just a musician.
Straight out.
Rock star for 30 years? You're a 30-year rock star?
First professional gig, 78.
You ever wear makeup?
Do the math.
You ever wear makeup?
Yeah.
Eyeliner and stuff?
Yeah. Oh yeah.
What were your stage names? What were your stage names?
Put up the one picture. I brought one retro picture of the old.
This is how we're going out, people.
The old rock star.
This is how we're going out. D. Lou, you see him in the drop zone trying to fly head down with you.
Me playing the electric guitar. Here we go.
Yo, this cat has. Yeah.
There we go.
Is that you with the shirt open?
Yeah. Yep.
D. Lou, look at you.
Yep.
You were a handsome dude, weren't you?
And then the guy that playing next to me, we had our 40th reunion just this summer. The band got back. We brought the band back together, man.
Who's the coolest musician you've ever met?
Well, I played a dozen or so shows with Sam from Sam and Dave. Like, I'm a soul man.
Yeah.
I backed him up for about 12 shows.
Who was the guy with your guitar? Who was that guy with the guitar?
Oh, that was Wilson Pickett playing my guitar. He's the guy. I'm gonna wait till the midnight hour. I don't have that one. I didn't show that.
Oh, we didn't show that?
I've actually played guitar for 3 people who are in the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame.
Okay.
Wilson Pickett, Sam Moore, and Wanda Jackson, the Queen of Rockabilly.
Rockabilly.
Yeah, and then I played with Clay Walker one night, sat in with me for like 2 hours, the country star.
Really?
He just happened to be on the ship, and his poker playing buddy said, you got to check out the guy in the Schooner Bar Lounge. He's really funny. And so he rolled up on me when I was packing up my equipment. And because I knew he was from Beaumont, Texas, and I'd played in Beaumont at the Chelsea Street Pub in Beaumont many nights, I said, Clay, if I had a nickel for everybody in Beaumont who said he knew you at the Chelsea Street Pub, I'd be rich. He go, Chelsea Street Pub wouldn't give me a gig. I said, that was the best thing that ever happened to you because you went to Nashville and became a superstar. You didn't start making $1,200 a week,
Right. You think that's what happened in your career?
Well,
money?
No. I never was a songwriter. So
Really?
my goal was...
You've never written a song?
I have, but, that was never my goal. My goal was to become a professional musician to make a living at playing music, and so
And you did
I've done that. Yeah. And,
How's that feel?
well, it feels pretty good. You know, and I was lucky. I worked on the cruise ship for about 20 years, and gosh, I guess about 8 years into it, my wife my wife came on the ship, you know, with her two daughters, and one of her daughters sang beautifully. She'd come up on stage and sing with me, and then you know, that led to
one thing to another.
One thing to another, and so I'm blessed to have been with her since, I believe it's 2005.
You better get that right, son.
I know, but we got married in 2012. At least I got that right. But I was lucky, you know. I tell people that you know, my wife was in the Adopt a Musician program on the cruise ship.
Good for her. So how long do you think you're gonna jump for?
I'd like to go 20 more years,
80
at least.
All my friends are doing it.
I know.
Yeah.
I'd like to. With the replacement hip, let's be honest. If I bust that thing, that's it.
That's it.
That's it. I mean, I'll be lucky to walk again, you know.
So you just got to keep it cool.
Yeah, you know.
Don't take risks.
Yeah, I'm not going to downsize anymore. I got a 120, and you know,
That's
I'm at 1.5, you know, 1.6.
Have you ever considered a cross brace canopy?
Well, I guess, you know, I need to be open to suggestions, but the Spectre has great openings and is conservative.
True.
And that's why I
And the
I fly.
Spectre's great. Spectre's great.
It
There's a
doesn't
thing
fly. It doesn't fly long distance though.
But there's something about non-cross brace parachutes that make them feel slightly unsafe. To me, there's the response. It's like flying a waterbed above your head. It doesn't feel like if you're in trouble, it's going to help you.
Here's the thing is that I wouldn't know. I've flown a cross brace like once maybe, and I'm not a swooper. You know,
Too bad.
I don't know that I'm gonna shout out to George Nissan for being a swooper.
Georgie Porty, dude, George is the man.
Now, can we also tell everybody that he's a professional pilot for a living?
Yeah.
You know, and so.
Oh, he's been on the show.
So flying is.
He's been on the show.
Right.
He told me a story about a helicopter crash he had in Antarctica, where he saw white come till upside from down, crashes the helicopter. He's still in the seat. His feet are on the ground. The fuselage is over there, and he still lived. He walked away from like 3 of those, I think. Neeson's the man. All you guys are the man. You're the man. I appreciate you, D-Lou.
Well, I appreciate you, Waz, and every jump that we've ever done together has been memorable.
Yeah, and the tunnel flying today was good.
Yeah, so, you know, it's a win-win.
It's a win-win. All right.
Thank you.
There's a story, D-Lou. Let's
Okay.
go.
The story from the book. No caca, there I was. I thought I was going to die. Going down for the 3rd time. June 5, 1960. My first water jump was into the Valley Forge Country Club swimming pool. Steve Snyder, D5, licensed D5.
Woo!
Yeah.
Shout out.
Flew the
Shout
plane,
out.
and Bob Spatola, D28, let me use his Telson Turn T-slot B12 rig.
Go hard.
Getting in over the trees, wires, and clubhouse was so intense that I never thought about getting out of my harness until I was sitting on the bottom of the pool in 11 feet of water. I was able to get everything off of me, but picked up a couple of suspension lines on the way up. Before long, I was hogtied and needed help to get out of the water. Every time I surfaced, the crowd cheered. Finally, some kid pulled me to the side of the pool. It was a great experience. Water landings were the leading cause of parachuting fatalities in the decade of the 1960s. I found out why on that jump. Lee Guilfoyle.
Yeah, Lee. I think we've read that story a couple times. Hey, we're initialing them and dating them now, so you guys don't hear those stories again. Yo, D-Lou, we're jumping tomorrow, hopefully.
Let's see.
Let's go skydive, man. Keep your head on a swivel. Take care of each other, man. WazzyCircus Radio. Find us on Patreon. I hope you guys love this shit. I do.
Thank you, Waz.
Thank you, D-Lou. Appreciate you, man.
And thank you, Jackie, for the incredible engineering.
Yeah!